So what up, though? It's Dwan back with another episode of Speak for Yourself, and we have a very special guest joining us today, the one and only Miss Nina Love. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
So, Nina, the way that we normally kick it off is we invite our guests to introduce themselves. So how would you like our audience to know you?
Okay, so I'm Nina Love. I am a girl from Brooklyn who has a lot of love in her heart. And I descended upon Detroit about 1.5 years ago. Okay. And I just want to have everybody know that I am here to make my mark. I'm here to expand all the things that I am, all the things that my business represents, and just to share all the love and the gifts and the talents that I have. I've been very fortunate and blessed. My hands are blessed. My voice is blessed, although a lot of people don't know that yet, but I will soon.
Oh, you can show them right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay, put me on the spot.
Go ahead.
But yeah, I'm just, I came to the city to expand, and I've done just that. And so, yeah, I'm here to stay. Detroit is home now, and I'm very grateful to be a part of this community.
Good. So how has Detroit been welcoming to you?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I'm going to be completely honest because that's who I am.
Yes,
initially, so I'm from Brooklyn. I went to Howard University. So
right.
I always say I was born in Brooklyn, but I feel like DC, the DMV, raised me because that's where I became a woman. And the East Coast is very different. I don't know if you've spent time there.
I've visited, but not for a long time.
So being an East Coast girl, it was very difficult coming to Detroit at first. Okay. So that whole Detroit versus everybody thing is real. And it was difficult for me because in my mind as a black woman, anywhere I go is my home. Anywhere I go is my community as long as I see people that look like me there. And so I got here, I was ready to work. I was ready to partner and collaborate. I met you very shortly after I got here. I was ready. And so it was a little challenging because it was an energy of...
What I do when you met me?
What'd you do?
No, I'm just kidding. I know you're not talking about me.
Yeah, but it was a little challenging. And so I decided to... I'm very inquisitive. I feel like in any relationship, being curious is the best way to go about it. So I initially was a little hurt because I was like, what did I do? I know.
So is there like a hazing period that you felt
I feel like, you know what, I never thought about that, but it did.
Yeah.
And I understand, like after talking to people about the energy, and having honest dialogue, a lot of folks were like, you know what, you're not wrong. And then this is why, right? Yeah. And so it softened my heart because I get it. I'm from Brooklyn. I lived in Baltimore, so I get when your city is popping and people come from outside and you're like, whoa. So I get that. Detroit has it a little bit extra hard, but I got it. And I feel like I just put my head down and I worked and I showed and proved and I was a testament to, my intentions. And I feel like after a while it didn't matter that I wasn't, from
here. Yeah, and I think that's where we're coming from oftentimes, right? Because as a lifelong Detroiter myself, if I am in another neighborhood, so I grew up in Brightmoor.
Okay.
If I'm working in another space that's not Brightmoor, though I am born and raised in Detroit, when I'm in another neighborhood, I need to acknowledge to the people there that, hey, I'm from Detroit. I realize I'm not from here. Because each neighborhood even has its own history, right? And gatekeepers. And people have lots of pride in that, but they're also very protective. Right.
That's definitely got that energy.
Yeah. So that's I'm not surprised at all. But the thing is, once you make it past that hazing period and you show that your intentions are coming with love, right? Then we will embrace you and protect you and fight for you.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what I've experienced.
Well, in 1.5 years, that's pretty quick.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful, very blessed, and I feel very fortunate. But yep, that was the coming out story.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the biggest difference? Would you say? So what would one expect Brooklyn? How would I be received in Brooklyn if I was to go to Brooklyn? Or if you were coming from Detroit to Brooklyn, how do you think you would be received, and what would the difference be?
Honestly, I haven't been home in a long time, honestly.
Okay.
I'm going to be 40 next month, and I
haven't lived at home as an adult like that?
No.
Wow.
I told you DC raised me.
Okay.
I went to Howard University and kind of stayed, and that's where I began my career. So honestly, I don't know. I mean, I from what I remember, all love. Brooklyn has always been all love. I feel like you can make it. If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. That extends to Brooklyn. Like Brooklyn, and Brooklyn has similar. I feel like the grit, the grind, the hustle that Detroit has. Yeah. I always have felt very communal about my city, though. Yeah. So
everybody I know that I've met that's from Brooklyn is really, really solid people. Like without exception.
I agree.
So you got some exciting stuff happening.
I do.
Right? A year and a half in, and you are going to be like. First of all, tell people what you do. I don't even think people understand. like what business are you in?
I'm in the business of love, first and foremost.
Okay.
But
how does that show up?
It shows up in so many ways. So I always say I'm a multi-hyphenate artist, right? Because at the core of who I am and what I do, I'm an artist. Okay. I'm an artist and a teacher, and I just want to kind of like give it all away. But my main kind of like modalities, I call them, is food. Everybody knows me as Chef Nina Love. I do curate culinary experiences. I am a chef. I don't like that word as much, which is why people always try to get me to say it. I'm like, I'm just Nina. But I do use food as a medium to spread love and to heal. I'll curate events. You came to one of my events, Love's Table, my launch. So yeah, I kind of like use my gifts and tools mainly with food. I'm also a holistic wellness practitioner. So sometimes you'll see my events will not just be around food, art, and music like Love's Table, but they'll also be around wellness. Because for me, healing is at the bottom of it all. On a personal level, on a communal level, on a global level, I want to use all the gifts that God has given me to heal. So eventually my voice, my food, my ability to connect people with my gifts. So that manifests right now, the biggest way is in me catering and in me curating events and holding spaces around education for nutrition and culinary and all that jazz.
Yeah, nice. Now, you said voice twice. You say voice one more time, you're going to have to at least hit us with a little taste
I got
of
you on the
something.
back end.
Let's do that. So the NFL draft is coming up.
It is.
It is one of the hottest gigs that business owners and entrepreneurs are trying to get tied in. We know there's a lot of money going to come in during that time. You've managed to land a gig doing some catering for the NFL draft. Tell us about that. How excited are you?
Man, it started from the bottom. Now we here. That just keeps running in my head. I'm super excited, always grateful first and blessed just to look at where I've come from. But yeah, it is one of those opportunities that really allow you to level up in life. Like I said, I've been doing this for 20 years, and I feel like I finally am going to get an opportunity to show and tell, and to prove who I am, who my team is. I've built an amazing team since I've been here in Detroit, and then I get to pull in all these other Black-owned businesses, woman-owned businesses to support. And it's a large project. We've been selected to feed the production crew that is going to be producing the draft for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Production crew, do you know? You have any idea?
It'll be, I'm not sure about all the details, but for my particular location, it's going to be 250 people a day we're feeding.
250 people a day
for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Wow.
For 7 days.
Wow.
In the middle of Hart Plaza, with hundreds of thousands of people, just out.
See if you can give me a production person outfit so I can come in there, slide in there, and eat during that time. At least a couple times a week. Yeah, tell them throw you a production.
Like he with me.
Right, there you go. Yeah. No, that is extremely exciting. Congratulations on that. That is huge. I mean, at Black Leaders Detroit, what we are most interested in is making sure that Black entrepreneurs have the same level of opportunities. It shows up as capital for us, but as much as we do grants and no interest loans, what I always remind our donors, our staff, is that what entrepreneurs really want is customers, right? Like, entrepreneurs don't go into business to get grants or to get loans per se.
To get bills.
Exactly. You know what I mean? You go into business because you have a service, something loving that you want to offer to the community. And that comes by way of transactions with and engagement with customers.
Absolutely.
So that's extremely exciting. I'm really happy for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. No doubt. Frame Hazel Park. Did I get it right? Frame Hazel Park? Mm-hmm. What's happening with that? I heard you mention that as we were having conversation before we went live.
I have been on a quest to establish myself here in Detroit since I got here. Literally July 2022, I landed, and I hit the ground running. And so when I first got here, I stumbled upon Frame Hazel Park, and I was like, oh my God, I have to get there because as a culinary creative, you are always looking for opportunities to showcase your culinary art, your food, your philosophy, because as a chef, I feel like we're storytellers, right? And food is our medium. We tell our stories through our food. And so Frame Hazel Park is just that. It's an establishment that allows chefs to come in and have a residency, to curate a dinner, a few dinners, or to have an actual takeover. And so I put it on my radar, and it was on my, we all do my vision board, my goals list for if it didn't happen in 2022, I put it on for 2023. It didn't happen in 2023, so I did put it on for 2024. And I actually had a meeting this morning with the owners to talk about me coming and doing my own experience there in the summer. So I'm really, really excited. And they're awesome. They're so amazing. Nice. Like just the way they support. Community is so important in all aspects of life, especially in business, because if you don't have a community, who are you selling to, who's supporting you, who are you leveraging, right? Who you tapping in when you were tapped out, So what they're doing for the culinary industry, I think, is really amazing. So yeah, I'm excited about. It's nothing official yet, but it's just even to be in a space where I can, have a meeting with the owners to say, hey, this is who I am, this is what I want to create, and them to consider it. I'm really grateful. I've seen a lot of my chef, comrades in the area go and do their dinners, and I've supported from afar, and I'm just really excited to be able to possibly join, the ranks.
Nice. So quick question. How could someone connect with you, right? If someone was looking for a caterer or somebody that could bring their art by way of food. How would they contact you and get in touch with you?
We have a website, theloveexp.com, spelled just like that, theloveexp.com. And then I'm on Facebook as The Love Experience. We're on IG as the.love_experience. Again, that's the.love_experience. And then that's pretty much it. I don't dibble and dabble in TikTok yet, although everybody's like, you gotta get on TikTok. I'm a little old for TikTok, but yeah, those are the main ways that you can reach us. Yeah.
You have another venture happening in partnership with a good friend of ours at Black Leads Detroit. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So one of the women that has literally made Detroit for me. When I first got here, I catered for MDBBA, Metro Detroit Black Business Alliance, and I had one of the first people come up to my buffet, cute little chocolate thing, and she was like, "You made this?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh yeah, you with me from now on." Taquan Brookins, I absolutely adore her. One of the most amazing businesswomen that I've met in my whole career, not even just in Detroit. She is a phenomenal businesswoman, and we've been rocking ever since. I do a lot of catering for her, and we've become really good friends, and we have a very similar mission and vision to support Black-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, and to elevate. If you've seen our, what I create when I do my catering events, I'm not like your regular average. I don't even like the word caterer. Like, it's about creating an experience, and Taquan and I have that in common. It was definitely an experience. Thank you. And so we've joined forces to open a brunch house called Motor City Mimosa. We are scheduled to open late summer. It'll be a beautiful convening of all things Detroit, beautiful art and amazing food, and a space to call home for Black and brown business owners and nonprofit leaders to be able to retreat, to be able to work collaboratively, and to be able to just be surrounded by luxury. Taquan, you know me, like that's our vibe. You don't have to always just have average and mediocre. You can have beautiful, luxurious spaces and, experiences. And I feel like we deserve it. We deserve to have that experience. And so yeah, we're really excited about, everybody knows Taquan. So everybody's already like trying to book spaces because
if they don't, they need to.
Don't know now, right? But yeah, we'll have spaces for people to like meet and, similar to where you all are, but in a very unapologetically Black space that celebrates who we are, but also,
unapologetically Black enough?
You know what I mean.
And say where we at then, but ours is going to be, like, you don't get no more unapologetic.
You know what I mean, in an establishment that is happy to literally, you walk through the door and they're happy
feel
to see
that
you.
vibe,
Exactly,
no
you feel the
doubt.
love. The menu's going to be curated, and infused with a lot of champagne.
I am excited.
Because we
excited.
both love bubbles.
I am excited.
So we were excited. Motor City Mimosas. Definitely, you can follow us on Instagram. We already have our Instagram page up, but
I can't wait to see what it turns.
It's going to be amazing. You already know the vibe, so just imagine coming in.
I just like wish everybody could experience what I experienced at your kickoff
Love's
event.
Table, yeah.
Oh man, it was amazing.
That is exactly what I am gonna pour into Motor City Mimosa. I'm gonna pour into Frame Hazel Park. Should we, take that on? Like that's it. I just want to just give all this love away.
I wish Ken was here because I talked to him about like the fact that y'all had palate cleansers.
Yes.
It was my first time.
By Mockery.
My first introduction.
My girl that was in my cohort with me up, she did the palate cleansers.
Yes.
It was Black excellence, like.
Oh, definitely.
We have, I feel like, we want, Twan and I with Motor City Mimosa and myself with Love Experience, we just want us to understand that we get to have all the things.
No doubt. I've been bougie ever since.
Now you're at restaurants. Can I have a palate?
Y'all don't have palate cleansers here? Oh, I'm out.
It's so funny because you're actually in my video, which I really love. Like they span into they come into the center and then span out, and you're literally like the dead set in the center of your head, like shining right there. Yes, it was perfect.
No, before we get you out of here, I think one of the things that we are sometimes we try to like correct narratives. So we have a segment that we do, and we have a few different segments, but I'm interested in one from you because you are so loving and obviously strong at the same time, right? Brooklyn, DC, Detroit, right? But we have a segment called Angry Black Woman, and what that is, it's us saying we reject somebody weaponizing us from being able to experience all of the emotions, right? You know how people will say if they see us upset, they're like angry black man or angry black woman, in order to like dismiss whatever we're feeling and experiencing and talking about. We like to say, yes, we are angry. We have things to be angry about. We're not just angry. We're also happy, hopeful, and all these other things. But like, you're not going to shame us for being angry, especially when we have things to be angry about.
Yes.
So the question is, what is that thing that makes you angry as it relates to like whatever, I'm thinking more entrepreneurial and experiences and opportunities. That might be a hard question for somebody to answer that's got this type of opportunities that you've just expressed to us in a year and a half's time. But is there something out there that you've experienced in the ecosystem that still upsets you? I think that when I hear you say we're going to create a space that's unapologetically black, right? Like I feel like you shouldn't even have to say that in Detroit. That should just be a thing. But you and I know that that's not the case, right? So
I think that makes me angry. I am one of those people that try to stay away from that emotion, just because like I really try to focus a lot on love. But you are correct. We are humans and we have the full range of emotions, and we get to be angry about some things. What makes me angry? I'm a very spiritual person, and I believe that we are all reflections of God, and we're all walking around having an experience for the Most High. And so I think one of the things that makes me the most angry is just experiencing people that don't understand their power, because they've not been validated, they've not been loved on properly, they've not been supported, they've not been poured into. And this journey as an entrepreneur is a challenging one. It is every day. We're like, should I do this or should I not? Like, and so just watching, people doubt themselves and not think that they're good enough, not think that they're too black or too this or too that or too angry, or too anything, but not understanding they're worthy just because, that actually, if anything, makes me angry because I just want to love on them and empower them and pour into them. Like, no, you can do anything that you put your mind to. If God puts something in your heart, then it gets to come out, and it's all about, I feel like, aligning yourself with the proper resources and community to support you, because just like it takes a village to raise a child, it takes a village to raise, humans that are adults as well, that are aspiring to create something dope in life, even if you're not, but it does take a village. And so, that probably is what makes me the most angry, is watching people like, kind of sulk and cower and like just not believe in themselves because they don't have any evidence yet, so yeah.
No, that's good. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
So one of the things that stood out in what you said, kind of like at the end there, is like the village to raise a child. I think about it, right? Like you could be an adult, but also a child as an entrepreneur, right? If you're just starting out, right? And I think that that's a very good point that you made, right? It's like we still need a village, right? Like there was so many things that I needed to learn in my early days as an entrepreneur. There's so many things I still need to learn, but I'm more mature as an entrepreneur than I was then. So like, that's pretty powerful. The other thing that you just the overall point that you made, one of the things that I try to remind us of is we use terms like speaking truth to power, right? And in our mind, when we say that or hear that, we often think that there's a white man that somebody needs to be speaking to. And I think that, to your point, we need to remember, acknowledge, or recognize the power that we possess.
Okay.
And we need to speak truth in the mirror, right? And say, you are able, you are capable, more than, right?
And then to each other.
And to each other,
often
exactly.
and frequently. Yeah.
Exactly, right? Like when I'm speaking truth to power, it's facing you or facing the mirror, right? So thank you for joining us on Speak for Yourself. I'm definitely not going to let you get out of here without allowing us to get a sample.
All righty.
Yes.
I'm a woman of my word, so
Yeah.
I haven't done any exercises today, so whatever y'all get, y'all going to get, but it's going to be drenched in love. Okay, let me sit up a little bit. All right. Lullaby of birdland, that's what I always hear when you sigh. Never in my wordland could there be ways to reveal in a phrase what I feel. Have you ever heard two turtle doves bill and coo when they love? That's the kind of magic music we make with our lips when we kiss. And there's a weepy old willow, he really knows how to cry. That's how I'd cry on my pillow if you grew tired and just said goodbye. Oh, lullaby of birdland, whisper low, kiss me sweet, then we'll go flying high in birdland, high in the sky, up above, all because we're in love.
High in the sky in birdland. You heard Nina Love here on Speak for Yourself. We're dropping the mic and we out. Thanks for joining us.